If you watched the last video, you already know your DD-214 might have errors that are costing you real money. Now you've got the DD-149 pulled up on your screen and you're staring at it thinking, what do I actually put in these boxes? Here's what most veterans don't know. For most impactful corrections today, the DD-149 is your primary route. It goes straight to the Board of Correction of Military Records, the highest administrative review authority in the entire military. Administrative correction channels alone won't cut it for most cases. This isn't a complaint form, it's a legal proceeding on paper, and the board treats it exactly like that. This video walks you through that process based on the current BCMR procedures. It's not legal advice, and it doesn't guarantee an outcome. Talk to a VSO or military attorney if your case is complex. So when veterans fill this out like a customer survey and get denied, it's not because their case was weak, it's because the form has character limits, specific boxes that carry a lot of weight, and zero room for vague language. Every single box on this form either helps or hurts you. I'm going to walk you through all of them, quick on the ones that are just logistics, deep on the ones that decide your outcome. Sections 1 and 2 are the administrative foundation, your ID card. The board can't pull your file if these don't match your records exactly, so don't rush them. Box 1 and 2 ask your branch and your component at the time of the error, not your current status. If the error happened while you were Army Reserve and now you're Army National Guard, you put Army Reserve. The board is looking backward at the moment the problem occurred, right? Box 3 and 4 are your name while serving versus your current name. If your name changed after service, marriage, legal name change, anything, fill out both boxes. One mismatch here and the board can't locate your record. Box 5A and 5B cover your social security number while serving, your current social security number if different, and your DoD ID number. Fill every applicable field. Incomplete identifying information can delay processing or prevent the board from locating your records efficiently. Mark anything that doesn't apply as NA. Never leave a box empty. Box 6, 7, and 8 ask whether you're currently serving, your date of separation, and your pay grade at discharge. Be exact. These anchor your entire timeline for the board. Box 9 is your mailing address and email. We'll come back to the electronic correspondence checkbox in section 7. But just know, checking that box can actually reduce your processing time. Box 10 is your character of service. Select exactly what your DD-214 says, not what you think it should say, not what you're requesting it to be changed to, what it says right now. The board already knows what you want changed. That's what the next section is for. Everything in sections 1 and 2 was biography. Section 3 is where your case gets built or falls apart. This is your entire argument compressed into a few boxes with hard character limits. Treat every word like it costs you something. Box 11A asks if this is a reconsideration of a prior application. Answer honestly. If you've been denied before, disclose it and provide the case number in box 11B. The board will find a prior filing anyway. Hiding it destroys your credibility before they even read your argument. Box 12 is category. Check every box that applies to your situation. If your error touches disability, discharge, and decorations, check all 3. Don't pick just one out of modesty. The board reviews what you tell them to review. Box 13 is where most veterans undermine their own case. You have 455 characters, and that's a hard limit. Not a suggestion, that's 2 sentences, maybe 3. Veterans load this box with their entire story and the board can extract a clear request from it. What goes here is 1 surgical sentence, what specific document is wrong and exactly what it should say. If you're dealing with a military disability retirement, something like correct my military disability retirement percentage from 10 to 50% per my physical evaluation board findings is a complete request. Fix my rating is not. Think of this like a military order, specific, actionable, and no interpretation required. Box 14 asks whether PTSD, TBI, other mental health, MST, don't ask, don't tell, or reprisal is connected to your request. If any of these apply, check the box. Current DoD guidance directs boards to apply liberal consideration standards for all of these things. So don't leave this blank out of uncertainty. Box 15 is the most important box on the entire form. You have 545 characters, another hard limit. And this is not where you tell your story, it's where you make your legal argument in plain language. The board needs to see one of 2 things. The entry in your record is factually wrong, or it produced an unjust outcome. Give them one of those clearly. If you know the regulation or policy that was violated, reference it. My separation was processed contrary to, insert the regulation, is a complete argument. I was treated unfairly is not. Your full narrative and supporting evidence attached separately. Box 15 is the headline, not the article. Box 16 asks when you discovered the error. This box is critical and almost always gets ignored. If it's been more than 3 years since you found out, you must explain the delay right there and ask the board to waive the deadline in the interest of justice. Make sure you write it plainly. Box 17 asks whether you want to appear before the board in person, by video, or waive a hearing entirely. Most straightforward corrections don't need a hearing, but if your case involves credibility questions or a complex set of facts, requesting one can work in your favor. Box 18 is additional remarks and continuation. You've got 360 characters. This is overflow space. Use it if box 15 ran out of room before your argument was complete, or if you need to flag something that doesn't fit cleanly into any other box. Don't use it to repeat yourself. If you've already said it, don't say it again here. Sections 4, 5, 6, and 7, evidence, claimants, and closing. Section 4 is your supporting evidence. One without the other doesn't give the board what it needs. Box 19 is your evidence list, and this is where a lot of veterans weaken their case before the board ever reads a word. The burden is primarily on you to build and submit a complete evidence packet. You are responsible for pulling every document that supports your case, attaching it to this form, and listing it right there in box 19. Every single item gets named. Separation packet, VA rating decisions, medical records, orders, sworn statements, civilian treatment records. If it supports your case, it goes on the list. 2 things before you put anything in that envelope. First, do not send originals. The form says it plainly. They will not be returned, ever. Make copies of everything and keep your originals somewhere safe. Second, if your correction involves any medical condition, VA rating decisions and treatment records are often some of your strongest supporting evidence. Submitting without them is like showing up to a hearing with no evidence and expecting the board to fill in the gaps for you. Now let's talk about what a strong evidence packet looks like, because the standard shifts based on the type of error. For example, discharge upgrade. You need your separation packet, relevant mental health records, and if PTSD, MST, or TBI is involved, documentation tying those conditions to your service. Character references and post-service conduct help, but they support the argument. They don't replace the core documentation. Now let's talk about military disability retirement correction. Your physical evaluation board findings are the anchor. Add medical records documenting severity and frequency, treatment history, and nexus letters connecting the condition to your service. VA rating decisions can be strong supporting evidence here, but understand that BCMR corrects military records. It doesn't directly rewrite your VA rating percentage. Build a complete picture of what your condition was at discharge and what the documentation shows now. For missing awards or decorations, orders or citations proving the award was earned, plus unit records or after-action documentation that corroborates the timeline. The board won't take your word for it. Give them something official to point to. For unjust evaluation or fitness reports, sworn affidavits from peers or supervisors who witnessed the events carry real weight, along with any reprisal complaint, IG report, or documentation that establishes the context the board needs to see. Section 5 covers claimant information, and for most of you watching this, you can move through it quickly. This section only applies if the veteran is deceased or incapacitated and cannot sign the form themselves. Box 20 is where you designate yourself as an heir, conservator, or spouse or dependent, and you check the box that matches your relationship. Box 21 and 22 collect your name and mailing address as the claimant. Attach the proof the form requires, a death certificate, a marriage license, a birth certificate, or a power of attorney, depending on your relationship to the veteran. Surviving family members, this path exists for you. Section 6 is representative or counsel. Boxes 23, 24, and 25 collect your rep's name, organization, and mailing address. You can list a VSO, a military attorney, or an accredited claims agent here. The form doesn't require you to have one, but if your case is complex, like a contested discharge, a retroactive disability retirement, anything involving multiple errors, having representation is worth serious consideration. Some VSOs provide this at no cost. Check with your local chapter. Section 7 is your signature, and box 26 sits right at the top of it. Check yes on electronic correspondence. It can reduce your overall processing time, and there is no reason not to do it. The service member or the authorized claimant must sign box 27A and date it in 27B. If you're signing on behalf of a deceased or incapacitated veteran, your documentation from Section 5 has to be in that envelope. Box 28 asks whether your request is connected to a specific war or contingency operation. Check every operation that applies. OIF, OEF, Vietnam, Gulf War, Operation Freedom Sentinel. Run down the full list and mark what's relevant. This flags your case for additional context the board factors into its review. Before you seal the envelope, confirm your mailing address. Each branch routes to a different BCMR. Army goes to Arlington, Virginia. Navy and Marine Corps go to a separate Arlington address. Air Force goes to the Joint Base Andrews in Maryland. Coast Guard routes to DHS in Washington, D.C. The current addresses are printed directly on the form. Verify them before you mail because these do get updated. Send everything via certified mail or through your branch's online portal if one is available. Keep a full copy of every single page you send, including the completed form itself. Processing takes 12 to 18 months on average, sometimes longer, so plan for it. In conclusion, before you seal that envelope, run this check. Every box is filled or marked NA. Box 13 and 15 are concise, specific, and legally framed, not emotional. Your evidence packet is complete, copied, and organized, and you've confirmed the correct BCMR address for your branch. You've signed and dated the form. You've checked yes on electric correspondence. The Board for Correction of Military Records has the authority to fix your record, upgrade your discharge, and authorize corrections that may result in restored pay, benefits, or retirement entitlements depending on the facts of your case. That authority is real, but it only gets used if you give them a complete, well-documented, clearly argued application. Your record should reflect your service accurately. Now go build the strongest case you can, and if this helped you, like and subscribe and let us know what video we should make next. If you need help navigating the claims process once your records are in order, give us a call at vetclaims.ai.